at this time, we're also going to say a prayer for those scope members that have passed away the last year. So let's pray. Father, as we think of those that have gone on this last year and for the service that they provided, we thank you for them. We thank you for their memory. And we pray that it might inspire us to continue to serve our community and that you just help us to learn from their examples. In Christ's name we ask it. Amen.
Thank you again, Sheriff. I am really quite honored and very surprised to get the Sheriff's Star Award here, but really, it's all the volunteers. All you volunteers out there, this award is for you because I wouldn't be, even doing this if it wasn't for you in the Sheriff's Office and what we really believe in scope and, for community safety. So, thank you again. Okay, I'm going to have our board of directors, if they can come up here. Okay, Chuck and Jim, Ken, Marilyn. Yes, let's see, who else? David Morris? David, where are you? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to speak a little before, while we're getting our volunteers who have, are on our Volunteers of the Year Award from the stations. If you folks can you come over to the side over here where they're coming up there and just kind of stand in line according to what order you're going to be in. And I think Chris Easton's coming up here too to help out with that. Get them all organized here. I think we're just supposed to be getting done with the dinner part right now. Sheriff, you did this pretty good. Okay. Yeah, we will. We're moving forward here. Right, Chuck? Okay. So those people who are on the volunteers who are on the list here, please come up here. Okay. Okay, before we get to that part, I just want to, there's something I wanted to just kind of talk about. First, I want to thank all of our representatives, our federal and our state and our local representatives. Thank you for showing up to our meeting tonight. That was great. And we feel, very honored and privileged for that, too. So, definitely. Yeah. Again, I want to thank our scope supporters. We have, Spokane Federal Credit Union, Esther Larson, huge. Esther, wave, Esther. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office helps us with our contracts and everything else. We have Linda Thompson, Director of GSAC, Greater Spokane Substance Abuse Council. Awesome. So anyway, we have Patrick Stryker and Cindy in the cops group down. I told Patrick he's kind of my counterpart as far as being directors of these organizations, and I said, I feel pretty good this week. My wife's out of town. It's not good because she's out of town. Mark, cut that one. My wife's down in California right now. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it. Put that one in there. And anyway. It's just, I lost my track of thought. No, what I said to Patrick was they have their volunteer appreciation banquet tomorrow night. And so I think I'm going to be heading there too. So I've had 2 nights out for dinner while my wife's been gone. So, okay. Yes. And just again, I just want to really thank, we're going to honor, volunteers from each of the stations or most of the stations here. But I just want to thank each one of you volunteers. We just brought in 24 new volunteers last Saturday. Awesome group. Yeah, nice. We're gonna put you guys to work right away, and I've heard they're already getting assignments. So yeah, definitely. And we can show our colors too. Let's show our colors. Yeah, and I want to, before we get going here, I want to thank the Scope main staff, Cheryl, and Chris, and who else do we have? We have Lee Chessman, he's in rehab now, just got his hip replaced. We have Venus, and we have Jeannie and Linda, and so we have really a great group who try to keep me going and keep me in line. So thank you. Thank you, too. Okay. And before we ask these volunteers to come up here, too, some of our stations, it's really hard to choose their volunteer of the year. And I totally understand that. And so sometimes they don't do that, actually here. But every one of those stations, each one of those stations, definitely, they're great stations, and they really appreciate each one of their volunteers like we do also. So saying that, you may not see all the stations here on the list here tonight. So from Deer Park, we have Verne King. Verne King has been a valuable member at Deer Park since July of 2012. Verne is a retired police officer from California. He and his wife, Carole, also a retired officer from California, have made their home in the Deer Park area. Verne can always be relied on to participate in most functions of Deer Park scope, including citizen on patrol, traffic control for fun runs, and doing foot patrol at the football games. He is an outstanding member of our team. Since Verne has extensive law enforcement background experiences, he also volunteers with the Major Crimes Cold Case Unit. I wish we had more members who participated in our scope station like Verne King. Awesome. And I think we're going to have, if we can have all you just maybe just step over on this side down here by the screen, then we'll get a group picture too. Okay. From Scope East, we have Judy Thrawley. Oh, yeah. And accepting this from is Jim Thrawley. And I will talk about Judy. Judy has been very active in the community since returning to Spokane in 1978. She volunteered at the Interstate Fair for over 25 years and Valley Partners Food Bank for 15 years. She joined Scope in 2006 and was elected to the Executive Committee of Scope East in 2007. Judy became treasurer in 2008, a position she held with great pride until her passing this year on May 4, 2016. We truly all will miss you, Judy, and Jim's her husband. Okay, from Edgecliff Scope, we have Carole Hankal. Yeah. I think she's having a birthday. Did she have a birthday tonight? Yeah, we should sing happy birthday, but we won't. And I think she's 49 years old. Is that what it was? Okay. Or was that 29? Sorry. Carole, as a new volunteer 3.5 years ago, has attended every meeting, volunteered to help with every event and project offered. She read the station manual from front page to last and took every training class offered. She has served as president for 3 terms, averaging 100 volunteer hours each month. Wow. Carole is an energetic, strong leader, respectful and kind. She is well liked by all of her volunteers and works beside them, whether cleaning, doing yard work, working at night during local disasters. During that windstorm last year, we were doing wire watch for Avista to help just watch the down wires. Carole was out there with some of the other volunteers, and she was knitting sweaters or something during that all night long in the car. Interesting. It was amazing. And she also puts on the charm at social events. She works full-time, also works full-time and is a mother to 10 children, and also volunteers 20-plus hours a month with the YMCA warm-up project, serving the needy in our area. Thanks, Carole. Okay, from EW Cheney, we have Lisa Hoyt. Lisa is our secretary and does a great job. She is also a volunteer firefighter and EMT in Spokane County. Lisa has been a Scope volunteer since 2014 and has participated in many of our station events. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, Fairchild. We have Fairchild here? Okay. Uh-oh, Fairchild there. Okay, Tech Sergeant Oscar Pena. I am pleased to submit Tech Sergeant Oscar Pena for the prestigious Scope Volunteer of the Year Award. This award represents something which means a lot to the 92nd Security Forces Squadron and Fairchild Air Force Base. Active involvement within our community. The members of Team Fairchild are dedicated to global community service and are committed to do whatever we can make Spokane, the surrounding communities, and our world a much better place to live. As the president for Scope on Fairchild, Tech Sergeant Pena accomplished many things in the year 2016. We are proud of and celebrate his achievements. In addition to his tremendous workload as an active duty member of the U.S. Air Force, he has also volunteered several hours for the National Night Out, Police Week, Red Ribbon Week, Dare, McGruff, and Scruffy, and Eddie the Eagle, Citizen on Patrol, Pumpkin Patrol, and many other Scope-related community events. Oscar has never rested on his laurels. Instead, he continues to move forward to ensure we are better protected both at the home station and deployed. Oscar, we salute you for a job well done. That was amazing. Now I'm tired talking. We have more. Liberty Lake. Okay, we have Mike Harper from Liberty Lake. Our 2016 Scope Volunteer of the Year Award from Liberty Lake is presented to Mr. Mike Harper. Mike's help is greatly appreciated. He works for the Liberty Lakes Elementary School Patrol and rarely misses a shift. Also, Mike also fills in for other members who cannot meet their scheduled time. He has been involved in many other events, such as the marathons, Liberty Lake Loop Run, Valley Girls Triathlon, Soap Derby, Soapbox Derby, and he takes Liberty Lake reports down to the Spokane Valley Police Department regularly. He has been a member of Liberty Lake Scope for over 15 years. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate your dedication. Okay, Medical Lake. We have Francis Harland. Francis Harland was chosen as Medical Lake Scope's Volunteer of the Year for 2016. She has been a Scope volunteer at our station for 9 years. She is always willing to help, not only in the office, but at Scope events. She has been a part of our Operation Family ID, flagging. I'd like to see you out there flagging. Yeah, that must be awesome. Yeah, stop. and particularly enjoys going out on Citizen on Patrol when where she can interact with the public. Thank you, Francis, for all you do. Okay, we have Mounted Patrol here. We have Elizabeth Casteel. I almost wore my hat tonight. I forgot. Lucky you guys. Elizabeth has been a member of the Mounted Unit since 2014. As the Mounted Patrol Unit has gotten more active, we have really had a need for someone to pick up the marketing and graphic design work. Utilizing her amazing skills as a graphic design artist, Elizabeth has donated endless hours designing promotional material, new banners, team certificates, trading cards of all of our equine partners that are handed out at their different events. Her attention to detail and a great eye for layout has helped our Mounted Patrol unit take a super professional look in 2016. Thank you, Elizabeth, for all your hard work in growing and developing this important part of our team. Okay, we have John Silvia with Scope North. This is another amazing volunteer. John Silvia's contribution to Scope and the community extends far beyond the extensive hours he volunteers each year. He has generously given his time, talent, and wise counsel to nearly every program at Scope North, especially Citizen on Patrol, latent print team, detective support, radar, disabled parking enforcement, and Operation Family ID. He also works a weekly shift at the Scope's Valley Mall Crime Prevention Office and is a longtime volunteer at Spokane County Superior Court's Family Law Section. John is a role model for determination to overcome obstacles and give himself in servicing others. We are proud to name him our Scope North Volunteer of the Year. Okay, our next one is Scope South. They're our newest station. We have some Scope South people. You just wave your arms there. Okay, yeah, definitely. Okay. Sally Robertson, and she's not here, and receiving the presentation is Bill Newman, their acting president. Sally was instrumental in starting up the Scope South station and membership. She worked with Rick Scott, Scope Maine, and the board of directors, helping to find a permanent home for our station. She has also set up the office for us. Unfortunately, she needed to take a furlough from the presidency. Hopefully, she will be able to come back soon. Yeah, thank you, Sally. Okay, we have Nancy Weiss from Spring Hill. She's been around Scope a long time. Nancy has been a longtime resident of Spring Hill, the Spring Hill area. You guys know where Spring Hill is? It's kind of north of Fairchild, in that area. They covered that part of the county. We chose Nancy because when our elected secretary had to step down from her duties, Nancy took over as our secretary without hesitation. Nancy is a huge asset to our community and our Scope Spring Hill unit. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, we have Tom Towey here from University Scope. Tom Towey has been a Scope volunteer for over 20 years, including being a member of the CERT team. That's our Scope Incident Response Team. He has more than 6,000 volunteer hours, and in 2011, he was awarded with the Outstanding Citizens Award. He served as University Scope president and stayed on the board for several years. It was an honor to have one of our own University Scope volunteers become mayor of Spokane Valley. And in 2010, awesome. Tom said he is retiring from Scope as a Scope volunteer. But, it says here also the station hasn't accepted his resignation yet. Sorry, Tom. Okay, we have West Valley Scope, Donna Goff. Donna, as president of West Valley Scope, has put in a lot of long hours to repair, rebuild, and create new games for our carnival each year, along with organizing and initiating their community parade they have. She not only does this, but she volunteers with Operation Family Eye, Latent Prints, Millwood Days Booth, Fire Corps, the West Valley office, and the Spokane Valley Mall Crime Prevention Office at the Valley Mall. She volunteers for everything. Thank you, Donna. And we have to kind of hold her down sometimes because she does volunteer for everything. Okay. Those were our station awards there. And let me just get to my little notes here because I want to, everybody, I mentioned about the CERT team. How many CERT volunteers who do the traffic control for the sheriff's office are around here? Just raise your hand there. Yeah, definitely. This team, we call it the Scope Instant Response Team, and we call it the Sheriff's Instant Response Team. And it depends which way we want to call it. Great group of volunteer men and women who they decide that they'll take that choice to stay up all night, or not necessarily stay up all night, but be on call for all night, carry pagers on them. I mean, it's a huge asset, I think, to the sheriff's office and the deputies out there. I hear this from a lot of times from the deputies and their leaders there that, what would we do without the CERT volunteers here? So very much appreciated, like we do our other groups here. But I wanted to read, this is from one of our CERT volunteers, Lana Emery. Is she here tonight? I don't know if Lana's here. Okay. She wrote this letter here, and I don't know where it all went, but it was, I think it maybe went to the sheriff. She said, as an on-duty CERT member, it was my privilege on September 6, 2016, to work the early morning shift at a homicide crime scene with Deputy Dan Knight. Deputy Knight, Air 1, is an extraordinary deputy. During those hours, I had the opportunity to observe his outstanding qualities, professionalism, leadership, teamwork with a second homicide team, problem solver, and efficiency. It was truly an honor to work with Deputy Knight. His support and expression of my appreciation for what we as volunteers routinely do to continue to inspire me and the entire CERT team. Many thanks to Deputy Knight and the entire Spokane Sheriff's Office for their continued support. We are here to serve and gladly do so. Lana Emery. Okay, now we're going to, this is, we have a couple awards here, like the Sheriff's Awards, where we're able to honor a volunteer for, well, we're going to honor the next one, and I'm not sure if he's here or not. It's for our Lifetime Achievement Award. We have Bill Dory here. Yeah. We do. I see him back there now. Bill, come on up. And maybe while we're doing this, maybe, Randy, you can take a picture of the volunteers over here really quick while Bill's coming up. We can get them back sitting down. Bill and I go back. He's a Edgecliff Scope volunteer. We go back quite a few years when I was a volunteer at Edgecliff, too. Amazing man. He's survived almost everything, including almost tripping there out there. And when something happens to him, he just keeps coming back. I mean, he had a propane tank or a gasoline tank blow up on him one time when he was working with a school district, I believe, and he shakes it off, goes in the hospital for a while, and shakes it off, and here he is again. So Bill Dory is our Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award is given to a volunteer in recognition. Okay, this is a Lifetime Achievement Award. Okay, just listen here, Bill. This is for you. Okay, this is given to a volunteer in recognition for their continued involvement with Scope. The recipient's accomplishments and dedication and continued support for Scope's programs and mission are all taken in consideration. Bill Dory has been an Edgecliff Scope volunteer for over 15 years. He served as Scope Edgecliff president for 2 years. Bill has worked with Graffiti, Operation Family ID, coordinated the stolen bike reports and follow-up. He has logged many hours working on COP as the eyes and ears for crime prevention in Spokane County. Bill participates in all Scope parades, community social events. He has also worked with Dave Leander, I saw Dave here, and myself in the school safety patrol program at Pratt Elementary when we were there. He headed up the Walk for Success Parade fundraiser in Spokane neighborhood. Bill currently serves as publicity/event coordinator and chairperson for Edgecliff. He has over 14,000 volunteer hours of service since 2002. Wow. There he is. Okay. This next award is what we call our a Spirit of Scope Award. It's an award actually started from the Scope Board of Directors, and they said, we need to have an award coming from us, for show our appreciation too, our little appreciation, a little part of it that we can show. So I will name this off. In 2016, the 2016 Spirit of Scope Award is presented on behalf of the Scope staff and Board of Directors to recognize a volunteer who embodies the mission and values of the Scope organization. This includes giving their time, energy, and complete effort in support of Scope, the Sheriff's Office, and the community they serve. This year's award winner has been a member of Scope for 6 years. He has volunteered for numerous hours for the Sheriff's Office and Scope. And one of his jobs is volunteering downtown at the Sheriff's front desk. Let's see who this is. He also works with the Investigative Task Force and is thought of as one of their members of the unit, not as a volunteer, actually as a volunteer Scope or a Scope volunteer. Lieutenant Chris Thompson says he has been fortunate enough to get to work. Do we have another cameraman here so we can take to work with Randy? Even more fortunate to get to know him and call him a friend. Randy has given over 4,000 hours to Scope since he started in 2009. He has been the lead for the Leighton print team and has volunteered for doing the photography. And actually, he's volunteered doing the photography as we see tonight here, and spending many hours. Actually, he and Chris Easton put together the photo presentations here. They spent a lot of time on that. So what did you think of those? Did you guys see your pictures on there? Thank you. Randy always has a positive attitude, ready to help anyone. It has been such a privilege for me to also work with him. It is an honor to recognize Randy Dale of West Valley Scope as our 2016 Spirit of Scope volunteer. We like doing that too. It's like the Sheriff Star Award, the person has no idea, that they're receiving that, but definitely well deserved. Okay, next I'm going to do, we're going to have Paula Knezovich come up. Paula, I saw you down there. And after she gets done, then I'll take over for just a few other things.
I thought maybe I was going to get out of it. I was like, I'm at the end, maybe not. But he did remember because I told him I wanted a couple minutes. So I usually do get up just to tell you guys thank you. I know you guys do a lot of support for Ozzy and I and for the Sheriff's Office. I know everyone said the same thing, that we appreciate all that you do, but we do as a family. I know Ozzy and I go to a lot of events, and he goes to a lot that I don't. But without you guys, he couldn't do his job, and I know it means a lot to him. And it means a lot to me. And I know our community appreciates, and you guys keep us safer. And I want to give you guys a little update. I know a lot of you, as I walk through, you always keep tabs on Ozzy and I, and you keep tabs on our family. So a lot of you've heard we are moving. We sold our house, woohoo! So no more well here in just like 2 weeks. But so we're just going to rent a little place. But we also came back. Our son just got married, so our baby. Yep. So, yeah. So I said all our kids are grown, and they're all moving on. They're healthy, and they're enjoying their lives. So once again, thank you for all that you do. Be safe out there in what you do, and thank you.
Thanks, Paula. It's always so great to see her along with the sheriff, at all these events, our scope events. So I know definitely you're very much appreciated. Okay, what did you think of the food tonight? Are we okay? Thumbs up? Okay. We want to extend a thanks to the Marabou Park Hotel. It's getting a little late for me, but we're moving along good. Marabou Park Hotel. So for all the staff and all that, let's give them a really loud applause there. Okay, we have, hopefully when you came in or you received a little ticket or something like that, raffle ticket, we have just a few gifts here to give a raffle off, and then we will go to our closing. So I think we should have a board of directors deal that. So is it well mixed up? I think each of you can actually pick one. I think we have 6 gifts.
Yes. Okay, little glitch in the program.
We're not going to call the number yet.
Not yet. Could we have, do we have a representative of Spokane Federal Credit Union here tonight? Why don't you come up? We have a certificate of appreciation for you. Spokane cops. Pat? Our very own Esther Larson. Without Esther, not much gets done as far as the contracts and grants and a whole bunch of other things. And Greater Spokane Substance Abuse Council, Linda Thompson. I guess it's time to start planning for next year. I do appreciate the fact that you came out tonight to share in the family that we have here. You are a great group of people the Sheriff's Office would not be as strong as we are without you. There is no way we could do the job that we do without you. I really appreciate the fact that this community volunteers. As you know, you have a great history in community-oriented policing. Terry Magnan, SPD's chief back in the 90s, was instrumental in this effort across the nation. Sheriff John Goldman was instrumental in this effort across the nation. You are the example to the nation. If we could replicate you and take you all around the United States, maybe we wouldn't be in the mess we're in as a nation, because you know how to pull a community together. Thank you very much. If I get you to stand, we'll retire the colors.